Hello, this is Molly Reamer with 30 Days of Goddess in Bridges Grove with this week's mini ritual on a rainy, overcast day at the beach. And this week we are using woman runes. We're using a card from the Illustrated Herbiary. I'm going to do one of these cards a month as a kind of a guiding theme, rune, herbal ally, so to speak, for the month. So this is going to be our herb of the month for January. We got lavender. I'm also using this lovely deck that I got as a gift from my online friend Teal of Teal Joy Journey on Facebook, but the deck is from Linda Fabry. And then I'm using the Story Goddess Oracle and my brand new project for 2024, which is our new Earth Runes system, a progressive deck that I am building over the course of the upcoming year as a benefit to our Goddess Magic Patreon community. That's patreon.com/Goddess Magic. So we'll explore the first rune in that new deck today. But first, from Woman Runes, we received the Cauldron of Reflection, the rune of solitude, retreat, withdrawal, and creative solitude. So how are you taking a step back? How are you allowing yourself to continue to steep in your own renewal this winter? How are you allowing yourself to continue to pause in this liminal space? I know when we turn the threshold, cross the threshold into a new year, sometimes it can seem like, okay, the break time's over and now it's time to have it all figured out. I know in myself, I start to think I need to get it all planned. I need to have everything arranged. And then I come back to the notion of trusting in the arising, trusting in what is arriving instead of taking effort. And so that is part of what the Cauldron of Reflection asks us to consider. And then in our new system, we have the very first card, the Cosmic Egg. And this is the rune of infinity, mystery, expansiveness, creativity, the great birth. And it's truly what I find is where people are, it's something that we can share an understanding of, the idea that the great void, the nothingness from which all things come. I boggle at that grandeur and scope of the universe itself. And so this is what the Cosmic Egg represents to me. And even for people who are very, very committed to being practical and non-spiritual and who are very committed to a science-based understanding of the world, I think science and magic can hold hands and do so every day. Even those people will still say that if you go back far enough, eventually everything came out of this great void, out of this nothingness. And to me, I say, what is that if not the original creative impulse of the whole entire universe? What is that if not Goddess giving birth to herself and to everything that came forth? So the Cosmic Egg is that rune of infinity, expansiveness, mystery, the great birth, wholeness, and infinite potential. And I could look at it as the rune of that great arising that I mentioned earlier. And then let's see. A brief practice, kneel down and rest your palms on the earth. This is very grounding and stabilizing, especially if you feel like you're lost in a whirl of possibilities. This is from the Daily Practice Companion deck. And then I did want to look at our herb of the month. So we received lavender, the tough love herb, which might seem a little bit surprising. It seems surprising to me, like we think of lavender as a calming herb, a herb of soothing and calming. But so this is from the Illustrated Herbiary by Maya Toll. I'm gonna have to go in, I believe, because it is really starting to rain and I'm getting my cards all wet. So I am going to be doing that shortly. I would like to finish this up and see what we ended up with, but definitely not going to cooperate with letting me be out here for too much longer. So anyway, let me see. I keep saying rune because I was on the runes, but here we go for the tough love. So people think of lavender as soft, useful for shaping quiet space and calming rowdy children. But beneath her powdery scent, there's a hint of menthol. Smell it? It bites at the back of your palate. While lavender appears to be the down-to-earth and gracious grandmother who will soothe your soul and sing you to sleep, you're living a rare and blessed life if that's all you ever need from her. If circumstances should change, call on lavender. She handles emergencies with military precision, keeping a cool head and a stout heart. She'd make a fine spy, field nurse, or leader of the resistance, cloaking her steely strength under a sloppy gray bun and the familiar scent of summer. When lavender appears, it is time to ground yourself and dig into the task at hand. So what do you need to ground into? What do you need to dig into? What is the task at hand? Not getting lost in future planning, but what is the task at hand? Where are your feet? Start where your feet are. What is arising right now? And then she has some questions to consider there about how do you handle the ups and downs of daily life? Are you cool-headed and empathetic, or do your own emotions rise up, keeping you from helping yourself or others? Do you step in or walk away? Do you thrive on drama, inflaming situations simply to watch them burn? Lavender approaches every emergency with the same question: what can I do to create calm on every level? So that's the question, the thematic influence to bring into this month, into January, is how can you create calm on every level? How can you bring this lavender lesson of tough love into your life, into your everyday? So, my cards are getting so wet. I'm gotta get out of here soon. But the card from Linda's deck, the ripple effect. Don't be dismayed if happiness fades, or if rain comes and rains on your cards. If sparked a momentum of positive change, water your garden with gratitude, and joy will bloom again. And then closing us up today with this is my snapshot, or my Goddess Guidance Club packet for this month with honoring Yemaya. And so I really like putting these packets together, and they actually form a ritual packet in and of themselves. And then I keep them in a little deck bag, and then I can draw from them and get a little mini ritual packet right there. So Yemaya's message is: listen, I tell of wave song and water mysteries. I am the dance of the tide, the swell of the moon, the taste of salt and sun on skin. I know the depth of the sea, the wisdom of the river, the irresistible call of freedom, and the wild, sweet rhythms of the earth. But then behind her, we find her word for the month: easy. And I always remind us, we can let some things be easy, really. So take a deep breath and let that breath at least be easy. An affirmation to come back to again and again: I am clear and connected. And then a prayer reminder to close us out. Each day, an opportunity to connect anew. Each day, the chance to begin again. Each day, the possibility to step into the sacred and to be present with what is now. So may you be present with what's arising. May you start where your feet are. May you ground down into the wild, sweet rhythms of the earth. Thanks so much for being here. Keep living your magic.